So let's see. Minimum 2 minus 50 degrees Celsius. I don't think that's right. That would be minus 50 Fahrenheit. That's what that shows, but there's no way that's correct. Else I'm in trouble here. But in here, temperature readings. Well, I think that thing back to my yeah, this is having some issues. But it's reading right around 13 Celsius now, 13.4. So that's right. See, that's Fahrenheit still being minus 4. Appears to be at 4. So yeah, it's around 16 Fahrenheit from here. I can assure you it's not minus 50 degrees. Not perfect, but should tell what it is. That's the star pole going on. What do you expect? Okay. Oh, it's lit. Don't look great, but we're still getting done. Gotta get that IR cut filter going. Go.
It's not M4. There's no way that's M4. It's that big. Or if it's the closest. That's far over. We're looking at a far away one. thing's low, right over the top of the tree. This thing is low on the horizon. Now this thing is low on the horizon. We're looking at this thing right over the top of a tree in my parking lot that stands no taller than 30 feet. We're looking right over the top of the tree, picking this up at 1:30 in the morning. About 3 hours from sunrise, basically, around here. I believe this is M4, but I could be mistaken. Individual frames. Pretty good there. Whoa, something happened. Need to, oh. I never resumed it. Nice. So you got a curve back here on the histogram. pick it up. We can get back to the tri-fib. We can make our way over there to the Omega or the Eagle, one or the other. That was the butterfly cluster. M6. I don't know, I might have shot that one too that night. No way, no. It was too low. If we got that low, then we would have got to Cat's Paw. But we did. We ended up over here, moved down to the tri-fib, M23. That's the one we saw. Yeah. Alright, it's 30 minutes all night. pretty good straight up shot of it. Right there, it's way off on Instagram. Let's see. Ouch. Yeah, screwed in good. I don't know. It's weird. Whoa.
Google Fiber is now officially G-Fiber. From the internet provider that stands out for speed. Now, even our name is faster. G-Fiber. New name, same team. And same extraordinary experience. Check your
Already tell
address
what I
at
said, that's some
fiber.google.com.
This is not just about blood flow, which that is important. This is 4-in-1 for the brain and body. It's 3 times stronger, 5 times faster, and 8 times
We're looking
longer
at the star
lasting than
far
the
right
generic
out
stuff that
here.
you find in the market. And ready to go in about 15 minutes.
Or
Time
Scooby.
wisely.
Scoob.
And getting it is super easy.
Star,
You
or
answer a
it's
few questions online, and then there's a
just
licensed medical
scuba.
professional that reviews it and ship
Just
it to you
scuba?
to your door very discreetly. No one has to know you're taking it.
Scuba?
That's it. Go golden. witrh.com.
Middle star, the 3-star line. Is that what I think I want you to?
But here's the strange part. Each of those 4 points isn't showing us the exact same moment, because the light took different paths to reach us. some longer, some shorter, some curving more. Each beam arrives at a slightly different time. Imagine shining a flashlight around a mountain, and the beams curve through different valleys. Some will reach you faster than others. Now swap the flashlight with a galaxy's light, and the mountain with gravity itself. That's gravitational lensing. So when we look at the Einstein cross, we're not seeing one thing 4 times. We're seeing 4 versions of the same thing, separated by time. Like hearing the same voice shout across 4 different canyons, each echo arriving just a little later than the last. It's one of the few places in the universe where we can watch time itself, split and stacked in front of us. And there's even more happening under the surface. The lensing galaxy, the one doing all the bending, is not smooth. It's filled with stars, dust, gas, and dark matter. As those stars pass in front of the quasar's light paths, they create tiny, unpredictable flickers. This is called microlensing. To the naked eye, those flickers mean nothing. But to astronomers, they are pure gold. Each tiny change in brightness helps us map the internal structure of the lensing galaxy, how its mass is distributed, how dark matter flows through it. Even details about the quasar's own structure can be teased out from those changes. So in one image, a handful of faint dots, we get a cascade of discoveries. A quasar from the early universe, a foreground galaxy acting as a gravitational lens, 4 time-delayed views of the same object, and a chance to watch gravity in action, bending and shaping light itself. But the real beauty of the Einstein cross doesn't come from the science alone. It comes from the shape. Because it's not just that the universe did this, it's that it did this with such precision. 4 perfect points, arranged in a pattern so clean and symmetrical, it looks like a symbol, a cosmic cross, a lens-shaped mirror holding 4 glowing shards of an object 8 billion years away. It's the kind of thing you might expect to see in a cathedral, carved into stone or painted on glass. Instead, it's drifting out there in open space. A geometric whisper from the laws of physics, hinting at symmetry behind the chaos. It reminds us that even in distortion, there can be harmony. The Einstein cross is an accident in a way, a coincidence of alignment. The quasar, the galaxy, and us, all positioned just so. Move the galaxy a little to the left, and the illusion disappears. Tilt the quasar a little off-axis, and the cross becomes a blur. This perfect beauty exists because of timing, alignment, and gravity. And it won't last forever. Over millions of years, the alignment will drift, the image will warp, the cross will vanish. But for now, it's there for us to marvel. Now let's leave the illusion behind. We will be heading to a galaxy you can actually see, not with fancy telescopes or infrared filters, but with your backyard scope on a clear night. A galaxy so clean in shape, it looks drawn by hand. We're heading to the Sombrero Galaxy.
Grainger offers professional-grade products, easy ordering, and next-day delivery, making them the go-to play for everyone keeping arenas game day ready. Call, click, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is zero sugar. The don't eat the whole bag rule still applies.
Okay.
Predator Badlands.
streaming February 12th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
You've come to the most dangerous planet in the universe. Many have come here, none have survived.
Predator Badlands, streaming February 12th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet Ares. This is the most sophisticated security program ever written. You want to shake his hand? Really? Good, Mike. Ares has billions of lines of code unique to him. Is it alive? That depends on your definition, Stuart. Because unlike you, he's physically strong, lightning fast, and supremely intelligent. He is fully proprietary and 100% expendable. Ares is the ultimate soldier. He needs no food, no water, sheds no blood, and if by some miracle he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
They say the universe is messy. Explosions, collisions, chaotic swirls of gas and fire. But every so often, something appears in space that seems deliberate, composed, almost calm. If you ever point a telescope toward the southern edge of the Virgo constellation, you might find one of those rare sights. A small, faint glow at first, but once the image comes into focus, it's unmistakable. A bright white core with a dark, sharp-edged ring around it, like a coin dipped in shadow or a pearl wrapped in smoke. It's called the Sombrero Galaxy. And the name fits. It looks exactly like the wide-brimmed hat from which it gets its name. Not by imagination, but by structure. A thick, luminous bulge in the center. A perfectly defined band of dark dust circling the middle. And a wide, flat disk of starlight extending far beyond. In the emptiness of space, it floats there, perfectly posed. Officially, it's known as Messier 104. It was discovered in 1781 by French astronomer Pierre Méchain and soon added to Charles Messier's catalogue. But it wasn't until the Hubble Space Telescope photographed it in 2003 that the galaxy truly earned its iconic status. Hubble's high-resolution image revealed something far beyond what ground-based telescopes could see. Fine threads of dust, twisted like braided hair, silhouetted against the galaxy's burning center. The details were striking. The composition was unreal, and the internet took notice. The sombrero became one of the most downloaded space images of the early 2000s. But what exactly are we looking at? The Sombrero Galaxy lies about 31 million light-years from Earth. That means the light reaching us now left the galaxy when saber-toothed cats still roamed North America. Astronomers classify it as an SA-type spiral galaxy. That means it has a large central bulge and tightly wound spiral arms, though from Earth's angle, we're seeing it almost edge-on, which hides the spirals and emphasizes the ring. That dark band isn't an outline. It's dust, cold, dense dust, stretching across the galaxy's disk like a ribbon. And even though it looks empty, that ring is full of motion.
That looks like a planet.
Radio telescopes have detected cold molecular gas hidden in the dust. This gas is the raw material for new stars. In fact, deep inside the dust lanes, star formation is quietly underway. Not in giant explosions, but in slow, steady pulses. Some regions flicker faintly in infrared, glowing with heat from baby stars still wrapped in gas clouds. These areas are invisible in normal light, but become clear when seen through telescopes like Spitzer or James Webb. So that shadowy ring isn't just decoration. It's a nursery, a cradle of light waiting to be born. At the heart of the sombrero sits something enormous, a supermassive black hole. Based on the motion of stars near the center, astronomers estimate its mass at around 1 billion times that of our sun. That makes it one of the most massive black holes known in any nearby galaxy. And yet, it's invisible. It doesn't shine. It doesn't roar. It simply pulls. It holds the center together with gravity so strong the surrounding stars
That's
circle
in
it
Trace,
like moths around a dark
I don't
flame.
know.
Beyond the bright disk, the galaxy stretches farther than it seems. Surrounding the visible part is a vast halo, a spherical cloud of ancient stars and globular clusters. More than 2,000 of these clusters have been found orbiting the sombrero.
Yeah, there's the
That's
star to
nearly
the left
10
of it.
times
HD
as many as the Milky Way
148760.
has.
That star to the left of it right there.
These
That's
clusters
Trace.
are like fossils,
That's why we take this
dense,
back over
spherical
here.
collections of stars
Runners.
born billions of years ago. And their number hints at something unusual.
You need to step it up.
The sombrero might be more than just a spiral galaxy. It may also have traits of an elliptical one. That's led some astronomers to suggest it's a hybrid, a galaxy in transition. A possible bridge between two major galaxy types, neither one nor the other, just balanced. That's what makes the sombrero so hypnotic. Balance. The symmetry is almost unreal. The galaxy looks as if it was sculpted, not formed. The bulge is centered. The disk is even. The light is smooth. It feels intentional, like a diagram.
Long ways over there.
Like a model of how galaxies are supposed to look. Clean, complete, and poised. Of course, the universe rarely cares about appearances. That precision is the result of billions of years of gravity.
Whoa!
Nothing here is still, even if it looks that way. Every dot of light is a sun. Every lane of dust is moving. The calm we see is a kind of choreography, one held in balance by invisible forces. And that's what gives it beauty. Look at it long enough, and it starts to feel more like art than science. And yet, that beauty hides complexity. The dust ring isn't flat. It's warped slightly, twisted as if the disk was gently bent at the edges. That warp adds a touch of asymmetry, a reminder that no beauty is perfect.
That's the tree.
That even in the most symmetrical galaxy, there's a
Don't
little
know
bit of
for
motion
sure.
trying to push out of place. And the light from the center, that glow like a pearl, isn't pure. It's the combined shine of billions of stars. Some are young, some are ancient. Together, they form the nucleus. But what's most striking is how that core is framed, hugged on both sides by darkness. The ring isn't just dark because of dust. It's dark because the light behind it is being blocked. The dust acts like a silhouette, backlit by the starlight behind it. And the contrast between light and shadow is what makes the image pop. That's why it looks like a hat. That's why it looks like it's glowing. That's why it doesn't fade into the background like so many galaxies do. It's the contrast that gives it clarity. You can see the shape, you can guess the motion, but the details stay hidden. And that's part of what makes it beautiful.
Good Lord,
The
look
mystery.
at that, man. Hold on.
Not everything is revealed. Not everything needs to be. Even now, with telescopes more powerful than ever, we haven't unlocked everything about the sombrero. We don't fully understand how it formed, or why its halo is so populated, or what's really happening inside that massive black hole at its center.
Okay,
There's
we gotta have
always
some
more to
lights. We
learn.
can find what we're looking
Always
for
more
here.
hiding behind the dust. But not all galaxies get to live that way. Some don't stand still. Some are pulled, stretched, broken, reformed, locked in constant motion. So we leave stillness behind now. We leave the clean lines and the quiet ring, and we dive headfirst into chaos, into a place where 5 galaxies are trapped together.
Cash. Watch out, buddy. We got something here. I don't know. Get out of the way.
Out in the quiet dark between galaxies, far from any sun or world, 5 galaxies hang in space like a frozen dance. From distant view, they appear peaceful, their glowing arms reaching toward one another, their halos overlapping and their starlight blending into soft trails. It feels like a cosmic gathering, but the silence is deceiving.
What
Because
is
not all
that,
5
dude?
are truly part of the group. One is just passing by, much closer than it appears. And the others, they're locked in a slow, violent collision. Their gravity
There we
pulls
go.
them together, warping their shapes
Hold on,
and
dude,
stirring
hold
up
on.
vast clouds of gas that glow with the heat of impact. This is no gentle meeting. It's a beautiful disaster in motion. This is Stephen's Quintet, one of the most dramatic and beautiful gatherings in the known universe. The quintet was discovered in 1877 by French astronomer Edouard Stephen, working from the Marseille Observatory. It was the first compact galaxy group ever recorded. At the time, telescopes couldn't show much detail. But even then, something seemed off. 5 galaxies, all clumped together, all faint. Decades passed before their true relationship came into focus. Turns out, only 4 of the 5 are physically close. The 5th, called NGC 7320, is much nearer to Earth, only about 40 million light years away. It just happens to lie along the same line of sight. So while it looks like it's part of the group, it's not dancing with the others. It's a foreground actor, unrelated, but perfectly positioned to join the scene. The other 4 galaxies are the real performers, and what they're performing is a gravitational drama millions of years in the making.
Let's see.
They are colliding, not
If
quickly,
we were
not
really
all
on
at once,
interest,
but over hundreds of
headed
millions
in.
of years. These
It should
galaxies
be
have been
M19.
pulling at each other.
We got no photo of
One
it.
brushes past, another dives through. Gas is stripped. Stars are
I got a
flying.
little bit of a look at
Whole
it.
arms of starlight stretch
Gotta
like
go down,
ribbons,
right?
trailing behind them like
Zoom
torn
in and
fabric
see.
in wind. These aren't gentle interactions. They're long, drawn-out
I
battles,
don't know.
fought not with weapons, but
Can't
with
really make
gravity.
that out.
Slow, relentless.
But it is a cluster.
Impossible to stop.
So, I'm gonna skip it.
From Earth, the view is astonishing. Through a telescope, you can see them frozen mid-collision. Spirals smeared, tails of light unraveling into
I gotta
space.
get the tracker off.
The colors are soft, washed by distance, but the forms are alive with motion. Some galaxies seem to fold inward, others stretch apart. The space between them glows faintly, not from stars, but from gas, heated to millions of degrees by violent impact. You're looking at shock waves mid-burst. One galaxy in particular, NGC 7318b, is slamming into the group at nearly 900 kilometers per second. That's fast enough to cross the United States in under 5 seconds. As it tears through the intergalactic gas between the other galaxies, it creates a shock front, a wall of compressed particles heated by collision. This isn't just light, it's fire on a cosmic scale.
Spruce weed killer's reusable wand lasts up to 5 years. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly.
Can our Nissan Pathfinder do this?
The new V6 powered Nissan Pathfinder. Nissan, #1 in vehicle quality.
When greatness calls, you answer. Don't give up. Level up. Design your dreams. Polo 67. The new Polo Parfum Extreme. Ralph Lauren.
At Macy's, the fragrance destination.
NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory has mapped this region in glowing arcs of heat. The James Webb Space Telescope has revealed veins of star formation hidden inside the dust. Together, they tell a story. Galaxies crashing into one another, shaking loose clouds of gas that collapse under pressure and ignite new stars. Creation born from collision. It's not graceful in the traditional sense, but it is beautiful. This is not a picture of stillness. It's a painting of motion. Each galaxy plays a role. NGC 7319, for example, is home to an active supermassive black hole. A quasar, bright and loud, pulling in matter and flaring in X-rays. NGC 7317, the smallest, is rounder, more intact. A kind of anchor while the others spin. NGC 73, 18A, and B are the twin dancers, close in shape and locked in motion. Their collision is recent. Their trails are fresh. The scars of these interactions are called tidal tails, long strands of stars and dust that are pulled outward as galaxies tug on each other. Some of these tails stretch over 200,000 light years. They curl and twist like brushstrokes flung across a canvas. In places, they double back on themselves, wrapping around voids of space. And embedded in these tails are pockets of starburst regions, small glowing clusters where new stars are forming in the wreckage. Webb's infrared instruments have seen through the smoke. They've captured these newborn stars, shining through veils of gas. Because even as these galaxies tear each other apart, they're also making something new. This is also the future of our own galaxy. In about 4 to 5 billion years, the Milky Way will collide with Andromeda. Not with sound or sparks. Space is too empty for that. But with gravity. Our stars will pass through each other like ghosts. Tidal forces will stretch us. Some systems.
How's everybody doing?
Stop restarting because I found a system that actually worked.
How's how are we looking on the stream?
Does your internet bill keep getting higher? That's because typical internet deals are full of surprises. At Google Fiber, there's no install fees, no equipment fees, no nonsense.
Wait for the tracker to get some movement on the lever, and now we're gonna loosen it and get over to
Visit fiber.google.com to get the same monthly pricing offer since 2012.
This is a story that centers around one man, Nay, one supreme being, Can I laugh in their face? He's organized crime connection and how they respected him greatly. Sensei's love for all reporters, particularly females. Is the life and wanted to be professional. And of course, many people calling a great man alive. Today, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at Sensei Kabuto and his bad boy life in persona. Figured about all the tough talk, we finally get to see how Sensei Sunflower deals with real life. Where balls deep into Sensei Snuffleupagus, rumored ties and organized crime. The reporter he tried to harass and his alleged little pride he had with the FBI. I'll be saying allegedly a lot of this video, so I don't get sued. I'll be upper Sensei. I will not be funding his cookie addiction. Dog drives, cookies, hitman, CIA agents, organized crime, fish heads. And attempted birthday snatching. Yeah, pretty sure his first thought sounds like a big daddy cigar mini. Well, we're completely wrong. Sensei Cigar lives life in the fast lane. Get on board, and you'll get left behind. We're here to take him. Guess what? It's not you. So buckle up and peel back the wrapper. Sensei Cigar's chunky world of lies and deception.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
Before we start, I just want to say thank you to everyone for their support, especially in the last week when YouTube demonetized my entire channel for no reason. And your words of encouragement and support are greatly appreciated. I have since been reinstated. I was appealing a decision and more prone than ever spoke a good word of the musical master.
What? Man, that thing really gets to moving, dude.
If you wish to join this little cult of cigar awesomeness, please like and subscribe. And perhaps in the comments you might consider leaving a string of consecutive words, commonly known as a sentence. Now here's a shameless 15-second merch plug. Play with cigars, awesome music as you know. Okay. Way back in the late 80s, during a time when Sensei had a full head of back when Sensei was a ripped athletic. Back in the late 80s, Sensei's scratch-and-sniff style was on the rise. His name at the time, Julius Nasso, was a fun colleger who for some reason was also a film producer, and he and Sensei Buffalo created Cigar Nasso Productions, which eventually became Stigmore Productions, but you'll end up finding out why a little later on. Nasso and Cigar would work closely from the late 80s onwards. During the early 90s, Sensei was collaborating on some of his films with an ex-mercenary named Gary Goldman. Goldman initially backed Cigar's band being MCIA operative, Special Ops Bad Boy.
I think it would be fair to say that at some point in time, Uncle Sam recruited Stephen because they thought he had particular talents that would prove useful on certain assignments. I know this much because I've been out with Stephen on several missions, and he knows how to get things done. He has a certain high level of skill that you don't just pick up reading fantasy magazines. I don't think anyone would question his capabilities.
Surprisingly, Goldman recanted his statement, insisting that Sensei Shingle was right about his past after Cigar's school goal over money and screenplay credits.
Please accept this written apology for any deception, stated or implied, that I may have conveyed. The plain truth of the matter is that Seagal was and is a gutless coward who is trying to convert the heroic deeds of those brave men into a personal history for himself.
He's upset Sensei to the law, as he couldn't have his incredible record of lies, then somebody told the truth. Seagal turned to an actual ex-CIA operative, Robert Strickland, cold his problem.
I'd like you to do me a favor. I'd like you to kill Jerry Goldman. All the stunned Strickland can say is you're crazy. The actor looks merely frustrated. If you won't do it, get someone who will. Pay him what you want and keep the rest.
Strickland was also a business associate / friend of Seagal's, before they also had a falling out over money.
In December 1991, they too had a falling out. Strickland concluded that Seagal was representing his adventures as moments from his own life. The CIA man, angry in the extreme, called Seagal and demanded that the actor stop appropriating his life.
I think
and
that
said
was
that
the
if he
tree.
didn't, he would expose Seagal as a
That
phony.
yellow stuff. That's crazy.
Seagal appropriating other people's lives. It's not like he's ever done something like that before. Seagal didn't know what's coming next.
Yeah, it's the plan on the other side. I was. My family are from Vladivostok. They were used to also recent photographs of, for example, my grandmother who surely looks pure. I'm pretty sure she is. I'm a Russian mom.
Come on, man. What
My
is going
father was a
on?
Russian Mongol, so these people are Russian Mongols.
Sensei Skipper was just getting warmed up. Heard of soldiers was an agency.
We're in the cloud of the Milky Way.
Ultimately, reportedly a veteran of 3 decades, claimed Sensei Triggerfinger wanted him to thank Alan Richmond from GQ magazine for a not so nice article he wrote about Sensei's email. Sensei pressures back.
In fact, he has already gone on Arsenio and called Richmond a 5'2" fat little male impersonator. Richmond is, in fact, a lean 5'9" former Army captain.
All I can say is, this guy is like a 5'2" fat little, male, and that's yeah, that's his.
His genius plan for revenge.
Seagal tells the consultant that Richmond is here. After his words, Richmond is actually heterosexual.
He wants Richmond set up with a homosexual to get teachers of Richmond going down.
Yeah.
Teachers are used to encourage. Yeah.
Oh,
That was
what's through there?
Why do I care?
It's looking for me to compare. I care because I'm not a difference.
My business are. I always want to be that support person for my members.
I'm just one piece of a larger puzzle, but every piece matters.
Working at United Healthcare, I've always wanted to see others. I care about helping people because it's what I was put on this earth to do.
Get ready for summer with exciting styles and savings during the Living Spaces Memorial Day event. Upgrade your home from the inside out and discover lightly breezy designs for your living room, inviting sets for your dining room, and dream options for your bedroom. Plus, make your backyard a vacation with our outdoor collection. Get special financing for 60 months on any purchase with your good credit and enjoy free shipping as soon as next day. Shop the Memorial Day event and save only at Living Spaces. Living Spaces.
Allegedly.
After Saunders turned down the assignment, Seagal hit him with an
We're gonna
even
keep
darker
going
one.
over this way.
Seagal said he was about to open
Run
a
into
restaurant in
something here.
Chicago, according to Saunders, but had a mortal enemy from his days in Southeast Asia,
There's
and he
that
worried
again.
the man would assassinate him during the ribbon cutting. According to Saunders, Seagal said, "You mean you wouldn't whack him?"
But they're not done yet. Oh, no. Almost a decade later, in 2002, Big Daddy was accused of attempting to intimidate two reporters, Anita Bush from the New York Times and Ned's a Man from Vanity Fair. Anita had a bullet shot through her car and was gifted a dead fish with a rose in its mouth and the word stop. Ned was held at gunpoint and told to stop, also before having the trigger pulled. The gun was empty, but the message was sent. Stop stealing Seagal's cookies from the cookie jar. The perpetrator of the threats on the reporters was Anthony Pelicano, a private investigator for the Stars. It's alleged he was hired by Big Papa to stop the reporters from further investigations into his BDSM system. His organized crime rings.
Evidence shows Steven Seagal hired Mr. Pelicano, and Mr. Pelicano hired Proctor, who put the metal tray with dead fish with a rose in its mouth on the windshield of the plaintiff's car. Seagal wanted to dissuade plaintiff from reporting on Seagal's relationship with organized crime, the Gambino family.
For the record, none of these charges were ever proven. I mean, I've been expected to believe that our spiritual deity, Sensei Bubblegum, would act in this manner. The two journalists were also investigating Michael Ovitz, Seagal's agent, who apparently was quite a piece of
Narcissistic attention seeker.
So, we have two ex-CIA operatives approached by Sensei Softcop to ask two peoples. There were two journalists intimidated and threatened, and then plot to frame another as gay. Now, back to Julian Nasso, who I mentioned at the start, Seagal's neighbor / friend / cousin. This gentleman had known ties to organized crime and was involved in a number of Sensei shit-stains movies. If I were to take a stab at what was going on, I'd say Sensei Samurai got hooked up with the monster of his neighbor, Julian Nasso. Anybody know why Richie the Bobby Lupo? This bloke was on a deed to Seagal's house for some reason, so there's some shady going on. Let's let the infamous Sammy the Bull tell us a story that I have edited, but I've left all the juicy bits in, so don't worry.
We went to a wedding. There was two doctors, I don't remember their names. They had a house in Staten Island right off the ocean, beautiful house. The guy's son was going to get married, and Johnny Gambino, the Gambinos were close to his doctor. We got a big long table, and they sat us down. And he says, I got this guy's neck, up and coming, starting at. You mind if I bring him over? He would go and say hello. And sure enough, this poor guy with his hair slicked back with a ponytail, Steven Seagal. Johnny Gambino and that crew, 18th Avenue, the Griswolds, they had. And he was given a piece of every movie that they did when he was coming in. I don't know how they did that, but what they do there, the money was coming. And later on, when John went away, you see that he quit acting and he went on this weird thing where he was going to the mountains and pray. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he didn't want to act no more. He quit. He doesn't want to do it. He goes somewhere and he works in the sheriff's office. He becomes in the sheriff's office. He's a cop now. And he's teaching them how to do karate and all these stupid moves, whatever. But no, he wants to go get money. So they sit down a couple of times. Steven Seagal was
Steven Seagal.
He shit can't take it twice. He was so stupid. And one of those times, I don't know how, I don't think it was because of Steven Seagal.
Come on,
the table was broke. They were following the big guy. They saw him go into this meeting. actor. So they went to Steven Seagal and told him, we got this thing. They were threatening you.
Where you go?
We have it on. We want you to test it. He turned right. He just, he's paralyzed with fear about testifying. He did testify. From what I heard from some FBI people I knew, remained friendly with, he brought, what do those kids bring that blanket, safety blanket they hold on to all the time? He held on to his blanket on the stand when he was testifying the whole time. The guy, when he went in the back room, was hysterical, crying. Two agents had a hug.
My late thinking skills led me to find that Sensei Otto took breaks from making movies to follow the good spiritual destiny.
Yeah, I am a Rama and a Sufi of the future, and I have studied movies and examined my whole life.
He backed there with 4 movies that NASA had lined up, subsequently costing NASA and the mob some money. NASA felt like he and his gangster buddies were out about $500,000 to $700,000 because of this, and wanted compensation from Sensei Muffin. NASA did take Anthony Chichone and another associate to visit Seagal a couple of times and ended up getting the money from Big Papa. I think we're all wondering the same thing.
So I told the agent, why do we do that, bro? Why don't we just get up and get the guy and say it's a couple of karate chops? It doesn't work. Can't do it, as I said. He said the movie.
If he'd approached Sensei Butterfly to testify, and whether or not he actually talked to the FBI or not, there was some interesting developments in the case. Firstly, the safety blanket, as Sammy mentioned.
He carefully arranged 2 red shawls over his lap, evidently to warm his chilly knees.
And Sensei states the reason he broke off his association with his neighbor and Nasso
That ain't the same one before.
He said he broke up the partnership because Mr. Nasso was an abusive person who was using mood, elevating drugs, and going into psychotic rages.
Outside of court, the lawyers.
Mr. Nasso's lawyer said outside of court that Mr. Seagal's account was full of fabrications and declared that his testimony was the pot calling the kettle black.
He's calling Seagal a cocaine psycho. Oh, he should have elaborated. Sensei Tough Guy also noted that he took a gun to the meeting with Nasso and the monsters. If he couldn't chop them all to death, he would no look shoot them all to death. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our honorable and spiritual leader was allegedly involved in some scandalous activities.
I don't know.
Sometimes you just need to annihilate a few people and destroy some lives for the greater good of the world. Sensei understood how important he is to humanity and did what he needed to do. When I asked Sensei about this, he had the following response.
I think that we have a very unfortunate situation in the sense that
and when I pursued further, he wouldn't have any of it.
you shut that up.
I refuse to pass judgment on the Almighty Kubimacho, but I will let you make up your own. Do you all think he was involved in any of these alleged incidents? Let me know in a string of consecutive words or form a sentence, then paragraph. Until next time, my friends, stay awesome. Check out some of the other videos if you haven't already. There's plenty of life, fun, and laughs to be had. It's popping up on screen. Thank you all for watching. More video dropping soon. Be kind to someone out there, and most importantly, stay awesome. Peace out.
Post your ROI worries. Stand smart. Snapchat. Good morning, Bob. Don't stick around for all deliveries of this. Tastes like death. The stronger the emotion, the more they can invest it. Staff means at 50%. I need it at
Can't film ghosts.
My kids, every nurse is like, yeah, we're in wet dream. Every female thing in the mouth, or D, what? Maybe one month to this customer. Luckily, I see everything. The living, the dead, and the flappy.
I wouldn't be caught in bed being a patient here.
The board's already soaked. 1 month, and all those nurses are trying to cheer up. They're gone too.
You will get everything to this place and still get forgotten.
Sometimes we forget how long the body was. We never keep up.
They're working during lunch.
Sorry, you're out. I just need help.
Nurses don't stay because of doctors. They stay because they matter.
You exist here because we allow it.
She will say whatever needs to be.
Look, girl, that's my accent here.
Don't worry, I'm not looking at it. You're totally looking at it.
Steven shot to fame fast, but just as quickly crashed into the world straight to video games. He could have avoided it, but, well. So, how did Seagal's star rise in Hollywood? Which movie destroyed his career? How did he manage to mess with Die Hard? Why does John Wick look like a kid's morning cartoon compared to some of Seagal's films? And how did Steven get set up his own movie? Watch the video and find out. Let's go. Before breaking into Hollywood, Steven was doing just fine, financially, socially, and career. His first experience in the film industry came on his own.
Man, as talented as he is, I think could do most anything that he decides he wants to do.
You know, I didn't choose this life, it chose me. Yes, I knew I was destined for greatness, but I would never expect I would change the world in so many ways, especially coming from such humble beginnings. God is kind to me and blessed me that I could get out there and have some successful movies. I'm just a simple country boy trying to put one foot in front of the other.
But he does say it anyway. He claims he's God.
All simply things have been done, which means they are sort of God.
That's quite an admission from the famous actor.
My name is Steven Seagal. I'm Steven Seagal, and you may know me as an actor, musician, lawman, martial arts master, environmentalist, animal lover, spiritual guru, Russian diplomat, and of course, international sex symbol. Not my words.
Steven, you're a very attractive man. As well. You always found it so easy to attract ladies?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, ladies seem to like me once in a while, but to be honest with you, I know the fuck out of girls. I was born in Lansing, Michigan, or was it Tibet? Maybe it was Mongolia or Mountain Lions. Possibly Asgard. Hard to say. I was born from a mother who was found in a shoebox. When she was born, my mother was an American Indian. My mother was a Mohawk. My grandmother was Native American, French, Italian, Russian, Mongolian, and part Wolf. But definitely not Irish Jewish at all. I'm Russian. My dad's Italian on my mother's side, and some French and Russian. My grandmother surely looks pure Mohawk, and I'm pretty sure she is. I'm a Russian Mongol. I'm Russian. I'm Asian, and I was raised over there. And my family are from Vladivostok and Belarus and my father was a Russian Mongol. Part of his family are from Texas. I think that my mother's side is probably Irish. As a kid, I was frail. Or maybe I was. What the fuck? Often people make up lies about me. But we'll get to that later. By the age of 7, I had already mastered Aikido, blues guitar, and became the leader of an all-black band. I've been playing music since I was born. I was interested in martial arts from 5 years old. I've been playing since I was a baby. Yeah, I mean, I started playing music almost before I started anything. What color I am, but I know one thing. I was the only one that wasn't black that I knew that played exactly like that because I was raised with an unknown record black. Skip ahead a decade and I moved to Japan to learn martial arts.
In Japan, this man is known as Take Sensei, the samurai master.
See, that's
He's an
the
expert in the culture and philosophy of Japan, but he wasn't born there. His name is Steve Seagal.
I was fascinated by some old book, was equally fascinated by my dishwashing skills. Well, actually, I started studying karate at a very young age. I sort of lied about my age, got a job washing dishes at a restaurant. One of the cooks there was a guy who was and he saw that when I was washing the dishes and moving around that I moved very fast. Yeah, so I'm going to take my guide to start a answer. There are rumors I solely went there to avoid being drafted in the military. Wrong. I then became the first Westerner to open an Aikido dojo in Japan.
This is Steve Seagal, the only non-Japanese Aikido master ever in the history of Japan to own and operate an Aikido school on Japanese soil.
You were help. No. I was just teaching martial arts. Teaching to thousands of people from all over the world, taught in Japan. People say that isn't technically true, that I was just managing my wife's father's dojo, but I say, if you say something enough times in interviews, it becomes true. Also, fuck that. Oh, and I also fought the Yakuza and many other people. I grew up in a very, very dangerous area, an area that was all gangsters, yakuza, fighting every day in Shinjuku and in Osaka when we finally went there. I'm going to go to your house and say, it's on right now. None of us is going to live, and none of us is going to die. They taught me honor, discipline, and how to fight, but I dismissed all of that and run by my own code of honor. Yeah, now you was interesting. Or it's called Took Stuff Dance Face Blue through the class for real. You pick out the clippers, you know, night girl, and you think to just adore you and all this and that, and you're a perfect gentleman, and you know, totally. How can you combat that? The way you combat it is like, what's not ever going to do again to show you? I want to hear tell you what I think it is. Was your gun that is a liar? I was here, you know, telling her face. I think she wants me to do.
So Steven's about beat some shit out of people. Some people go along with it, some people.
Did I work with the CIA while I was in Japan? Obviously, I cannot say, but yes, I did.
I say that I work with people who were in the CIA and worked for the CIA. I don't have to talk about that with a couple people. I don't know.
You know people at the CIA?
If you did not work with the CIA, did you actually have a job with the Central Intelligence Agency?
I like to really say that. Well, you know, it's kind of a perfect
Drafted by an agency or someone that wanted to take advantage of your fact that you were an American and an authorized so we know the country.
something like that. In the early years, I decided to leave my wife and children behind, take the last of her money and dash off to Hollywood, where I started teaching some Hollywood folk that would eventually propel me to become the apex action star of the 80s and 90s.
Steven opened a dojo in Los Angeles and attracted a lot of Hollywood heavyweights: Sean Connery, James Cooper, and super agent Michael Opitz, who represented the hottest stars.
Now, this might roll the time in your career too.
He's somebody that I was teaching martial arts to, and was a friend of mine.
Did he agent you?
Yes, he did.
Not bad.
It's the truth of the matter is that President Warner was a friend of mine, and he had been very interested in me as an actor for a long time. I felt that I was very charismatic and that I had a look. Arnold, who? Sylvester, what? Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Look at it, fuck it.
Whilst there, I wanted to have my cookie needed too, so I remarried after Emma Russo while still married to my wife in Japan. I wanted another cookie, so I started banging Kelly LeBrock while still married to those two. But I could do whatever I wanted because I am Steven fucking Seagal. I may have been a bad boy, man. You've done well.
I hope that was as good for you as it was for me.
Above the law, hard to kill, marked for death, under siege. I was the man who whispered and squinted at the same time.
Are you always armed?
Yes.
Nice to meet you. I had to clean up my house until that latest child came and dirtied it up, and then
Once you're taking so much like a fancy drugs and some women.
I'll fix that for you. Cool. Alright.
And you bitch your ass.
Dude, I should be close or something.
Anybody see Richie? Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo? Anybody see Richie? Huh?
Get 2K resolution at your front door with Blink Smart Security. 2 new video doorbells will change how you greet visitors and get deliveries. Battery powered or hardwired, there's a new video doorbell for every home. Perfect for renters and homeowners alike. Shop new Blink 2K video doorbells at Amazon.com/Blink.
It's time I'm not buying shit.
But eventually, Hollywood betrayed me. They said I was hard to work with, just because I rewrote every script so that my character was unbeatable, psychic, and irresistible to 18-year-old women. All I do is write about my life. Jealousy is disgusting. I mean, I hated and proud for thinking my things, so I try not to act. I think the most important thing I can tomorrow. I reinvented myself. I had a genius idea. What if I made 50 shitty movies a year, mumble all of my dialogue, and film all my scenes sitting down looking like Jabba the Hutt? This is called Roosevelt. It's nice. Cool. Little Martins are also very good with first. Something calls off. Critics call it waste. I call it efficiency.
Come on, baby.
The art of finding my student.
Get something.
That's why I used to work with mixed martial arts, but I basically did. Am I the inventor of kicks and punches? Of course. The secret style and secrets that he wouldn't teach almost any of us did have to give it to him to did have to do with techniques that would take away from symptoms. I will show some of the technique in the movies, but most of the real idea. We kids. Saturation. Tell you this, the guys that have trained in UFC, some of them have gotten their championship belts, world championship belts, because they've attributed that to me teaching them. So I still don't think. I was done with movies and acting, but not done being a badass. I We quit playing an ex-Special Forces badass Supreme Champion and decided to do it in real life. Again. I became a cop in Louisiana.
That's a dang
It was a perfect opportunity to use my black voice as often as possible. Anybody gonna crack open them? You got since we crack open them. How did mama let it go? So why did you talk like that? Unfortunately, that didn't last long because I ran over a dog in an armored vehicle and stretched the catering budget to the limit. I know my team and I are gearing up to take down the suspect. One for allegedly using research for cop fight.
Guevara was convicted of a misdemeanor last year of attending a cop fight and has no history of owning weapons.
Do you want to know what this
Dude, way
is
too
coming
high.
up? Safest to kill swap. We hope to take the suspect and anybody else who's inside the house by surprise.
That they did, including the suspect's 11-month-old puppy, which was apparently right here.
Brace yourself, guys. We're able to catch our suspect by surprise without even getting hurt.
115 birds were euthanized on the spot, and thousands of dollars in damages were made to the property.
Critics slam Seagal and Arpaio, saying they staged the event just for the cameras.
To help actor Steven Seagal's TV show,
But they did that police badge. That was pretty cool. Hey man, Steven Seagal here, he's a movie star. Or you can wipe that out of your head and say Steven Seagal can save my life. Because that's why I'm here. As I decided to wind down my career on the screen, I put my best tunes forward and churned out some classic movies. Passion projects, not just vehicles for money laundering. Coincidentally, around that time, I became a Russian citizen and best friends with Vladimir Putin and the geopolitical god.
Steven Seagal, because he's a black belt and a very well respect to that. He knew he was going to Russia. He's gotten to know many of the leaders of Russia, including Putin, and was able to use that influence to make sure that we got to talk to the very top people.
Стивен Фредерик Сигал, специальный представитель Министерства иностранных дел Российской Федерации по управлению связи.
Some say I'm really a Russian puppet. They have gone so far by asking that Vladimir Putin doesn't even like me. To that I said, yeah. President Putin would be the best. I'm very looking forward to spectacular, bold, selfless leadership that the president has given to the motherland could not be calculated and described for you to do. What many people do not know is that I am more than just an action star and political genius saving the world. I've also been regarded as one of the greatest blues musicians to ever live.
So, can I invite him to come up and play? He did. He's very good at playing guitar.
It was once said my guitar playing was better than Clapton's or Stevie Ray Vaughan. Said by me, but it was still said.
Now that's something.
And I had to eat some fast. I ordered me some chicken and an alligator ass. Described as one of the greatest entrepreneurs of our era. I successfully launched an energy drink that failed miserably but did allow me to frolic with multiple young women. Would be to him. Guess what? It's going to be. I have been recognized as multiple forms of a godlike creature, including the reincarnation of a 17th century knowledge and treasure keeper. Yeah, I am a lama and a tutu and a witrh, and I have studied Buddhism and Zen my whole life. I was the first civilian to disarm a nuclear bomb, and I even fucking saved birds that are stuck indoors in trees. Now I live a quiet life. I no longer make movies that no one sees. A fucked up kind of bizarre combination of monkey shit.
Are you really as good as they all say you are?
Although I still consider myself a fluid, I'm pretty much settled into being a full-blown Russian now. I feel pain of a secret big pot. Yeah. 50 people were paid to say all kinds of things about we destroyed. Yeah. There are fools out there that think I defected to Russia to avoid certain allegations that were thrown at me.
In terms of your life in America, you've been very much caught up in all the allegations of sexual harassment. You had a rape allegation against you, and I wonder how you deal with all that. Steven Seagal?
Others claim that I don't want to pay the SEC money for the crypto scam I was promoting.
Now, Steven Seagal is apparently dangerous for another reason. This crypto scam built investors out of $11 billion and paid action star Steven Seagal to promote it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Steven Seagal scammed people with crypto.
Either way, suck my fat nuts, you jerks. Haters will always hate. Some say their career is over, but remember this. Steven Seagal is hard to kill. If I must, I will snatch every motherfucking birthday before I fade into obscurity. Living life could be an illusion. No idea. Laugh in your face?
Steven Seagal is here to save the world and make everything nice. Steven Seagal was born with the blood of almost every single race. Disarming nuclear bombs, we're free and birds stuck in trees. He does it all with a giant hole between his knees.
At United Healthcare, I'm driven to help families save money. Our first daughter, Al, has special needs, and she inspires us each and every day. At United Healthcare, I drive the strategy to make the mother's experience better. And my motivation to serve any family with a child with healthcare challenges comes from within myself and the experience I've faced personally and Spencer have committed to care.
Going back to school doesn't mean starting from scratch. At Purdue Global, learning what gained through experience you already have matters, which means your degree may be closer than you think. Whether it's years of managing a team or volunteering in your community, assessment of those skills can move you closer to your degree. Because Purdue Global is fully online, classes work with your schedule. So sure, getting a degree while being a mom might be challenging, but that doesn't mean it's unattainable. Start your comeback at purdueglobal.edu.
Was your display the other day in Russia, was that real or fake?
How much you down?
I wouldn't turn out to be told today I've been doing this place all my life. It was just so impressive. I went down so easily. I was amazed.
Well, what happens when they're about to break someone's arm or break people, they like to go in for
Well, it's all mixed martial arts. Like you do mixed martial arts on my back. I've been doing martial arts for almost 50 years. What's the last 35 years of something effective? I'm a fighter. I fought all my life. It's all this stuff. That's what it is. I love the martial arts. They are my life. And many people consider me, one of the great masters in my own field. And many people probably think I'm an idiot that, doesn't know anything. My teachers told me, learn waza from the master. Fight, perfect your waza, and go back to the master. But, with Martino doing, because his waza is a little closer to mine, we work on a lot of stuff. Right before we walked out, I said, stay there for the first, 2-3 minutes. Just kind of get frustrated with him and fake like come out and do that kick that I've been teaching him and kick him in the head or the face. Right now, I understand it's perfect. He's in great shape. He's ready. I've been training the hell out of him. He's in good spirits, and I will guarantee he's going to win this. Am I getting in for kicks and punches? Yes. This is my fighting pose. Yeah. And from here, I might do this. I've already finished, but I have this now. From here. To his house and thought Bruce Lee was like, did I know he was taught to learn from him being there? Nothing like that. But I did get to see him and watch him talk to him. Did I know he was taught to learn from him being there? Nothing like that. But I did get to see him and watch him talk to him.
I'm trying to pass on some of the secrets of the master shooter. Amen.
Let's say it becomes harder with things. Yeah, how do you know? The harder he's coming back. Am I is violent and businesses? Horse. Am I horse? Am I horse? Am I fighter? Horse. Am I horse? Am I brave? Horse.
You're on
I used to be a police officer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But I don't care.
No.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff, you got anything for me? Not very good, right? Not bad. So anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody for the pictures. I think I'm my friends and thank you guys for saying the friends and thank you for all the friends. Really appreciate it.
It's pretty colorful, but that's just so everyone knows we're good.
Ranger knows that if you're a school custodian, cleanliness is your top priority. That's why you can rely on Ranger for a range of cleaning products and equipment, from disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Ranger, for the ones that done.
Some people know me as very sharp. Others know me as Chef Nice. Three ingredient bacon. Let's get it. That's fire, dog. I eat this whole thing. I started cooking because I like knowing exactly what goes into my body. And yeah, cooking like this works. Let's be honest. It takes time. That's good. Not bad. Just ingredients. The hard part. Only real food, no guessing. I've had my own chef choice, banana bread and caramel latte. Basically, chef price. Let's fire it up.
Just ingredients made with only real food. Control made convenient.
With your balls at the actor Steven Seagal on your film, what was his name? Well, Steven Seagal, because he's a black, very well respected actor. I managed to keep what you know, I've known Steven Seagal for a long time. And we knew we were going to Russia, and because of his black belt and Iron Banks, he's got the million leaders of Russia, including Vladimir Putin.
Very, very close to Mr. Shaw. In this whole family of really friends of mine, I paid for his granddaughter, his school, I paid for their family. But Shaw's a proud man. So for his sake, not for mine, when I go by the store every day, take a little food for the vegetables, the bread. What do you think? He gives me things. I myself, this my life, countless times, food and right.
I believe that everybody out there is out there to follow me. And you know me.
This is called There's no sense of 2 months of Martin Costa Bridge. The junior monk said to his teacher, he said, what is the Buddha nature and what am I thinking of it for the line? And then, in doing these things simultaneously, we learn, first and foremost, how to make the world a better place.
Here we go, finally.
Yes, it's another reason why I'm doing this. I'm a real warrior guys. He has to be remembered by what he did in life. Thank you for being interested in what you're doing. You will be able to continue to do things.
No, I think that's something we put up before.
The traditional values that were given to us by our fathers, our ancestors, our masters,
Come on.
are not rapidly diminishing. They are almost literally gone. But is at risk of a deep, dark sickness. There are those who have sought to use their strength and knowledge, not for the greater good, but for their own evil ambitions. The ones who have broken the language. But those are the most precious wisdom to leave behind us and be forsaken, ridiculed, and ignored. I don't know why you could be saying that when you can't place anymore. There are no words to describe what it's like in the world. And there's a man in prison.
Come on.
Well, believe it or not, I had no idea that I was going to be speaking tonight, so I really am not going to fit into the characteristic funny. Everybody's funny tonight. What I have to say is quite serious.
Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna
And what I really want to say
locate the
is,
tight spot there.
never in my life did I ever believe that our country would be taken over by people like the people who are running it at this day. And I think that when we have a leadership that thinks that the Constitution of the United States of America is a joke, when we have a president who has almost 1,000 executive orders now, when we have a Department of Justice that thinks that any kind of a judicial system that they make up as they're going along can get by with whatever they decide that they want to do. Like Ted Nugent said, the Fast and the Furious. What's happened with the Fast and the Furious? What's happened with the truth about any of some of the greatest scandals in American history that have happened right before our eyes? If the truth about those were to come out now, I don't think that this man would make it to his term. I think he would be impeached.
We'll confirm or disconfirm. 168415. This does look like the Omega. Nebula. What it kind of looks like. Come on, Cracker.
Whether you're a professional or simply take pride in tackling your own outdoor projects, Harbor Freight
Should be stopping.
corded and gas powered tools to meet your every need at prices that can't be beat. Harbor Freight, your outdoor power destination.
In Shadow Man, Steve Seagal said he will from deadly virus of sexually liberated two young ladies, says he kidnapped daughter, uncovers dodgy CIA operations on corrupt Romanian police, as well as annihilate local gangsters. And fuck it, we done lately. Instead of South Jersey, before we follow the business of Steve Seagal. If any of it offends you, tough shit, grow up. The movie opens with some science stuff happening in a montage format. You get instant vibes of Nobel Prize scientists and whatnot. Some old kind of stole a sample from Wuhan Lab, or he fucked with bat at a meat market. I'm not sure. Let's move on. Man, Steve makes his first appearance.
That's the way around.
Pathetic words and wisdom from a group of Andrew Tate supporters.
Or you can go anytime.
The symbolic
Come on,
was from the era just prior to his curved magnificent final fair. But North Korea's early days where he was becoming a fierce action warrior. Since they started his just chi and energy flow, it's up with them and just to make friends with everyone from Earth. This must have been his force, his love of worlds, and the man is the artist and pushes through many results. This display earns him one of worshippers. One of them seems utterly requested cigars, fruit savagery, and a virtual cigar.
Seafood. I was very impressed with the way you got the water. Yeah. And teach me. Can you give me a lesson?
Naturally, cigar takes it easy on him and just launches him across the room and knocks him unconscious. He, Sensei Cigar, uses it for healing purposes. Let's ask Jackson and Van Dam from the Better Google to briefly explain the theme mark. That's a catch. Then, not Cigar's bodyguard proceeds to absolutely annihilate everybody. Rumor has it this wasn't even in the script, and Cigar did it because somebody ate his bacon and egg bagel.
Fucked up big time.
Our main man has a daughter, so we know he's a good guy for sure. I feel like the young girl's actually brings down the movie. It's obviously hard to shine when compared to Cigar, but put in some effort in the shit. The watching the animal play from the area is small stumbling like for months and talking also Small leaves scenes deep emotional range. The physical play of it, you could feel the emotion from Cigar's eyes. We cut to a hot chick at Cigar's place as Cigar does business things. Steve gets a phone call from a tech bro, crypto earning, OnlyFans subscribing alpha male. He says he can help Cigar with whatever he needs. It is at this point that he gets Oscar-worthy timing and delivery from Steve. As if this movie is already the best shit ever. We then get some more boss-level scenes, most definitely written by Steven Seagal.
You fan of Steven Seagal?
Watching that night. The young lady strips down, we get to see her bottom. She definitely does not look creeped out and uncomfortable, even though she's smiling while Seagal approaches her. It's been said that even after the camera stopped rolling, the young lady had been physically removed from Sensei Seagal because she just wouldn't stop ravaging. Couldn't blame her. She was a bad dude and a random attractive key character turned out to do some dodgy shit. Seagal realizes he dropped not only his password, but also a box of cookies he bought earlier. The random hot taxi driver side character kidnaps Seagal's daughter for another reason. Grandpa gets lost in the explosion, and rest in peace, old fella. This explosion causes Seagal's appearance to seem very strange all of a sudden. One might even say completely different. Trauma can have an effect on people. We're treated to some intense driving scenes that could have been right in the Born Identity or Fast and Furious series. Goes on for approximately 5 or so minutes, and anybody who says it should be cut down should go eat a fart. Seagal is wise to the CIA A-grade and all his antics. Steve definitely shouldn't take his eyes off this guy and let him in the room. But it's best to say just that. Come back in the mirror. For reasons that are clearly beyond the simple minds of us viewers, he decides to let the guy leave and stays there alone, locked in a room. Why would Seagal let him leave for an hour after he was already suspicious? It might seem like a logical question, but don't be stupid. Check yourself. Cigar is always frustrating. We finally see the truth about where our God borrowed their source material from the show. Cigar's life. Richard Dean Anderson, you dirty dog. You ripped off Steve-O's life. Thief. Cigar puts some finishing touches on his skin just as the woodlands are closing in. He has music playing for them. You know what happens when Cigar needs music. He cannot help but start to cut up that damn line. It's naturally starts and I, for one, am thankful. I will be honored since I Cigar will teach me how to deal with mojitos.
Wait, come home and do that trick that I've been teaching you and kick him in the head with a feather set.
The dancing causes the bad guys to be hypnotized and leaves a confused in a trance. Cigar blows the shit out of one guy and discards the rest of them like they're Buffy. Steven Cigar.
It's just Thursday.
The CIA guy who foolishly betrayed Cigar is then ambushed by Cigar himself.
Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
Cigar's not fucking around, gives me ultimatum.
You had 2 hours to find my father. You understand? 2 hours.
We're treated to some important people having important conversations. We made the mistake of thinking Cigar has the virus, and now they're after him. The local corrupt police pick up Cigar for a quick racquetball session, where all of a sudden we cut to the important people telling us all about Stevie's badass rebel elite forces Fortune 500 prime beef man ass.
He was under control back then, right?
Once again, there were rumors this was based on Cigar's life, but when quizzed, Steve-O just said, no, seriously, what he actually said was,
I'm sorry to hear that. Because now, I'm sorry to have a motherfucking birthday.
the corrupt cops and hot kidnapping cab driver lady who stole Cigar's daughter are all together, which is quite cozy. What? Cigar gets bored and wants to leave, but the corrupt cops have the mistake of thinking they can do a single thing to fucking stop Cigar.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
A person is undeniably.
Bullfrog adamantly disagreed with our microwave. Small and greeny was. Make that mistake. These noises track and display all bad deeds around. I say yes to all of your things. All this is around. Yeah, we'll see you guys later. Yes, sir. We scared them off with our fears. Ferocity. Correct. Or is it no time for an answer? Try to me all. Do not waste your pathetic mortal energy trying to stop us unless you want to amuse us, which is what you're doing. To be off an asterisk. Come on. If you want to achieve in this life, you need to set your goals higher. And so am I. So grab the other end of this as we commit first degree grand theft coffee tape. Yes, we will be
Struggling here with this thing.
And the witrh. But we don't have to right now. What's wrong with your chicken? I don't know why. Word up, bitch. What the hell are you doing here? That sort of snippy attitude does not require an answer. Notice the fine lack of focus. It would compliment the inside of Uranus. You get the double entendre. We just really want to ride this boat to say, you know, be cool and give us all your money. Total destruction and devastation is imminent. Hour and a half from now. And it was wait, stop moving. Oh yeah, look at it. Hey guys. Hello. Don't walk away or I shall help me for you.
It's okay. Now, I want you to do is drink this.
Thank you. What was that? Big shake.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. Mayonnaise has scratch in it.
World you pathetically pretend to live in. Your remote needs batteries. And now it's fixing.
You make your eyes here, and those talking to disagree.
There's my parking space right there, on top of that other vehicle in the parking space. Or anywhere we want. You can't do one single thing about it. They all know where to go and how to eat now. I told them where their dinner is and what it is. So, and we follow you. All right. Appetizer. One fresh burn family. Straight up. At the back, you didn't go waste. No, I did with a home equity loan. It's kind of risky, but it's gonna do. All right, look. We'll talk about your full situation over the holiday. Well, honey said I'll be on the fly. We have problems. And let the waves of hypnosis wash over your tiny brain. For you are our slave. Our new slave can be a vast importance. They can take the chick out of here, but you can't rush. You know, because that would be funny. That would be boring. And you are a child. You get to do all the fun stuff. Well done, slave. Well done. Hey, I want to get down or anything. Well, where's the rest of them? Is there that's why squirrels are following us. I said that probably close to the place. From now on. Hello, Carl. I am the doctor. This is we are Moonlights from the inner core of the moon. Race is hungry to be in the old world. Let's say that the earth is on the moon. That would belittle the name of our moon, which is the moon. No, the real point is I don't give a damn. Is your girl satisfied? No. Yes, room for rent. One for all. Hello, I'm in the doctor. This is the what are your references? So to say, is your culture is my friends. Because you can try. Yes, sir. It's not working here. Come in here. Help me explain our advanced ways. Did you mention the spelling? Yes, we're excellent spellers. Challenge. Challenge a spell. I'm not trying to understand it. Let me on everything. Get that right. All that we say and do is right. Looks like you got yourself a new couple of weeks. You went no third dimension. What about? Oh, nothing. It's cute. We have 5. Just $5,000. Well, that sounds like a personal problem. Your roommate is a yes. Yes, in fact, I'm about to move. Yes. That's what it means. Oh my God. Maybe you should take it up with Mr. Laser. Yeah, Mr. Laser. Here it comes. Here it comes. You destroy. Here it comes. Sports will be of extraordinary magnitude. Just hang on. It takes a while. Nice shot there, Breakout. But I want you to because I'm you don't listen to people who don't mind listening to listen to this. What was that? I'm not impressed. We do whatever we want to, whenever we want, at all times. Moving makes you right. No one can defeat coordination. The bullet is enormous. There is no escaping. It's useless. You know I worked at PP. I tried the button, but it doesn't go. Go back inside. You guys are fighting. We're fighting. Looks like I've got room on my own. Show us the moves.
Show us the moves. I've been left to see. That appears. That's what I'm looking at. Is the Eagle Nebula. Yeah, so the mission.
That is why I know they showed up. I didn't throw this conversation. Glows into the fact that we throw a lot. It's choice of 5 points. If that's what it takes for the dog to ride. So I think that's I know that. I said that, but it's his name. So that's your plan this time, right? Get me so high so you can take all my stuff. Oh, man, where is the trust these days? It's not so small and square, barely reaches a meter. Let's fly to your sunshine. What's up with the digital calculator? Since the lunar war. It feels good to stretch my legs. Boy, I haven't bitch slapped someone since Tucson. Prepare for a pride obliterating bitch stacking right beside your fake fried girl and the fate of the entire galaxy. As soon as you have my vacation. Would you mind? And you will do it. He's not responding, you don't lay to you. I got this, that's all they're freaking doing at the docks. Jim, when you're at Century, there, burger drop. These are pennies at once. Just all makes it better. That's not a tell me that. Why are we trying to catch a bill? Please, don't you forget. I did know something I didn't, but it wasn't that. Try this on for size 5. Or for 59 cents more, try the super size. Witrh, I'm transmitting rage. The fireman's not excited to see us. Well, that's a mistake, but not nitrous, man. Shut up, bird. Fireman, we're full of rage. Everyone, please, bow your heads and pretend to be serious.
Do not bow boy.
You deeply offended us and our God, and our God is a God of vengeance and wholeness.
Alright, we're gonna wrap it here with the Eagle Nebula for the night. We're gonna let this stack up for maybe 10 minutes. If we get 10 minutes, we're gonna call it a night. Flip the stream. Drop a like, subscribe, join the channel. Drop a comment, let me know what you think of the stream. Thanks again, everybody. Hope everybody has a good rest of the week. Cheers. Eagle Nebula.
Sodomize our vast imagination.
What? There's why it's called the Eagle Network. It's like an eagle, I guess. That is pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna take it start. We will be able to stay here on this one. We're gonna see if we can get to 10 minutes on it. Sagittarius arm of the Milky Way in our cosmic neighborhood, the Eagle Nebula. always go the wrong fucking way. The Eagle Nebula, folks. If you haven't seen it, you see it now. Part of the Milky Way galaxy. Your home. The Eagle Nebula. Cheers. See you once again. Now we're All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream there with the Eagle Nebula. 30 minutes, 35 minutes stacked up through Sharp Cap. If you want to see more, let me know. Drop a comment, drop a like, drop a subscribe. And I hope everybody has a good day. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again.